Attack on Titan was never a story about sunshine and rainbows, even though the sad moments fans witnessed in the story are surely not few. In reality, most of the devastating details about Attack on Titan could go right above everyone's head, but not from mine, because I spent 50 hours rewatching Attack on Titan, and these are the 60 saddest and most devastating facts you probably never noticed in AOT. Like, did you ever notice the way Levi holds his cup of tea? Very unusual, right? Well, there's actually a deep reason behind it. While being young and poor, Levi worked really hard to buy a tea set. What he did, he grabbed a cup from the handle and the cup broke. As a result, the tea got spilled, and Levi was essentially traumatized as all of his hard work to finally be able to taste even something as simple as a cup of tea was wasted, hence holding the cup from the rim ever after. This was only the first fact of the first level of sad details we will present in today's video. And believe me when I'm saying that it's almost impossible to make it all the way till the end of the video without shedding even one drop of tears. Let's continue. We mentioned the way Levi holds his cup of tea, but did you know that Levi drinks his tea plain? Honey and sugar are too expensive for him, and thus he considered that a luxury he simply could not afford. But since we started with Levi, let's mention another sad fact about him. You see, Levi has an obsession with cleaning because of the way he lived as a child. In terrible conditions, in starvation, and most importantly, he lived among diseases that spread due to bad hygiene. Plus, although not confirmed, Levi most probably is shorter because of his malnutrition he followed in early ages, as proper nutrition is essential in the development of a child's body. Next, I would like to speak about the general message of Attack on Titan, that especially in this era that we live in, it displays great parallels. AOT is a great example showing the futility of war, and the fact that no matter what happened, not all people are bad, no matter of their origin. Just like Gabby was brainwashed into believing the opposing side are all devils, not everyone in a group of people is bad just because some of them did evil things. War and bloodshed only brings more death, and the cycle of hatred never ends. But back to Attack on Titan. Did you ever realize that multiple Titans we saw are actually humans that lived decades ago? These, for example, are Grisha's comrades. All of these people are still being tortured in the eternal nightmare of being a mindless Titan, even after all these years. On to Hanji. Her last name, Zoe, literally means life in Greek, which, if you ask me, is kind of ironic, since, you know, she's not exactly alive in the first place. Something related to that is the fact that Levi's only comfort people left were Hanji and Erwin, both of which died in the line of duty as well. We know that the ending of Attack on Titan was not the happiest, but did you know that AOT was originally meant to end with everyone dying? Yeah, this would have been even sadder than the ending we got. A small detail, on the other hand, that many people missed is that Ymir doesn't have freckles while Historia remembers her. That's either because Historia is slowly forgetting what Ymir looked like, or because in her memories, Ymir is depicted without any imperfections. That's pretty sad, right? But not as sad as the next fact. You see, Jean covers his ears whenever he is too stressed, which, as we can see here, indicates a heavy emotional damage. Into Jean's former best friend. Did you know that Marco wasn't supposed to die? But he was killed off due to the unpopularity of his character. His death was surely emotional for Jean, but someone even more emotional than Jean is Levi. You see, canonically, Levi is the most emotional character in Attack on Titan, but because of the way he was raised, he's too strong to show it. This was only the first tier of facts. Prepare to cry, because we're moving on to the second tier. In the world of Attack on Titan, killing a Titan kinda prepares you and makes you more apathetic in killing, even though killing a human would never sit well with Armin. Not only did he kill one, not only did he kill plenty of them, Armin killed a human before actually killing a Titan. So yeah, that's even worse. But speaking of Armin's colossal transformation, did you ever realize that the Titan Shifter's forms have deeper meanings in terms of their body features? Reiner's armor Titan resembles his character that upholds shields and does not let anyone in. Berthold's colossal Titan's sealed mouth represents Berthold's inactivity of speaking up his mind. Ymir's Titan lack of lips, sharp teeth, and pointy fangs symbolize her lack of speaking things out and rushing into violence. Founder Ymir's Titan form that has a complete skeletal face resembles how she has no sense of personal identity. And even Armin's colossal Titan lack of ears showcases he wishes not to listen to the screams of the people he killed while in Titan form. Kinda tragic, right? But not as tragic as our next point. The Titan Sasha fought and killed in order to protect that girl is none other than Connie's father. Even though that was something the fans realized, the fact most fans missed is that these are Connie's baby brothers in Titan form while play fighting. Since we mentioned family, did you know that Saddest stays single because he believes that he does not deserve happiness? The reason being that he led so many soldiers to their deaths. Something similar applies for Erwin, that does not get married because he does not know when he will die. Additionally, before joining the Survey Corps, Erwin fell in love with a girl named Marie. However, he chose to fulfill his father's dream over his love. Marie went on to marry Niall instead. Something else even more tragic about Erwin is the fact that he feels responsible for all of his men's deaths. However, he is willing to sacrifice both himself and his men in order to achieve humanity's survival. Erwin's death was surely devastating for many fans. After all, they lost one of their favorite characters in the series. Did you know that Erwin's English voice actor stopped watching AOT when Erwin died? He did that to pay tribute to Erwin, as Erwin died without finding out what happens next, and the fact that his father was right all along. AOT has some of the best foreshadowing in all of anime, but one of them is probably the saddest one. In Season 1, Mikasa is shown to observe a mantis. You see, female mantises are known to decapitate their lover. Isayama always meant for the ending to go down the way it did. Both Eren and Mikasa were always destined to be tragic characters. But speaking of the ending, did you observe that in Eren's flashback, he was shown chasing a butterfly as a child? This same butterfly is shown dead in the opening, showing the tragic development of Eren's character and the things he was forced to do while growing up. Next, let's take it a bit back to the epic plot twist of Eren seeing the memories of Grisha alongside Zeke via the paths. When Eren and Zeke see Grisha's memories, Eren acts tough and without emotion. However, as soon as Zeke is not looking, he looks back and watches his family in pain. This stare is even more obvious and emotional in the manga. Also, in Eren's flashback, Grisha held a knife to transform with his left hand. What's the significance of that? Well, when Grisha was younger and he took his sister out of the walls, he was holding her with his left hand, meaning that the hand that is responsible for his sister's death is the left hand that is now trying to make things right. The next fact is something so out of line for Isayama, but at the same time, pretty devastating. Check this transition of Hanji and tell me that the people in charge did not know what they were doing there. Yeah, this surely came after Isayama's request. And I gotta say, this dude feasts on his fans' pain and suffering. If you didn't cry yet, well, the challenge keeps becoming more and more difficult as we now move on to the third tier. A few months ago, Isayama was a guest in the Comic-Con in New York. Being scared of what the fans would tell him, he asked that fans are kind to him about the ending. He thought people hated him for how AOT ended. He even apologized numerous times throughout the fan questions. He was extremely sad that fans did not like the ending, but even like that, the fans applauded him, which actually made him cry. You could see how important that was for him. Moving on, when Eren asked Sasha's last words, did you ever realize why he did that? Because this was the future he saw. With those words, he realized that the future cannot change no matter what he does. Eren's laugh during Sasha's death was the same reaction he had when Hans died. This is just his way of dealing with heavy emotional damage. When it comes to Eren's actions and the rumbling, Eren pushed his friends away so they do not feel responsible for what he was about to do. When he was talking badly to Mikasa and punching Armin, he was feeling more pain than the other two. If you observe closely, Eren was even seen holding back tears while fighting Armin. Back to Season 1, did you realize that Carla lied about her legs? She said she could no longer move, as she could no longer feel her legs. However, as soon as the smiling Titan picks her up, we see her kicking her legs in agony. She lied to Eren in order to make Eren and Mikasa leave her behind and thus survive. Even earlier than that, we saw a mother crying for her son's death when the scouts returned back from their expedition. She was asking if her son at least helped in the cause of humanity. The one in charge, however, knew that they came back with nothing and basically sacrificed her son for nothing. Let's move forward once more to the moments where the scouts infiltrated Marley. During this scene, Eren and Mikasa symbolized a couple about to get married. This guy right here symbolized a priest. If Mikasa confessed her true feelings for Eren, this would basically mean a happy ending for the two. What makes this even sadder is the fact that Eren knew Mikasa's answer, but he asked anyway, hoping that maybe Mikasa would say something different. If you notice, Eren was sad before asking her, because he knew what's about to come. In Season 4, the iconic freedom scene of Eren, he's not actually above the clouds, but rather he is above the steam the colossal titans are emitting while killing hundreds of thousands of people. When Eren said, "When I saw that humanity was alive beyond the wall, I was disappointed." This was not meant to be a racist statement, but rather empathy. That's because Eren knew that he had to kill in order to protect the ones he loves. When the Braun family was having dinner after Reiner returned home, another sad fact was revealed. The scene with the window opening was because Gabby was about to realize that not all the people in Paradise are evil, as Reiner was saying that the people in Paradise are not devils, not in the slightest. The opening of the window symbolized people being open-minded. However, Reiner's mother stood up and closed a window, showing that any other kind of thinking was not accepted. This exact way of thinking was what led to the extermination of 80% of the human race. We mentioned quite a few sad facts about Hanji's death, but did you realize who the people were that Hanji saw after dying? They were Erwin, Mike Zacharias, Moblit Burner, Nanaba, Keith Shadis, Sasha, Dieter, Luke, Keiji, Ian Dietrich, Abel, Eld, Flock, and even Ymir. While in Marley, Eren saved Ramsey from the 3 men that attacked him. For whoever missed that, the one who beats up Ramsey is none other than Reiner's father. Next, we have the final moments of AOT and the death of Eren. The fact that Mikasa puts on the scarf right before heading to kill Eren meant that she decided to remember him forever, even if she has to kill him first. A kind of mind-blowing fact about that is that the last 2 Ackermans killed the last 2 Jaegers. Levi killed Zeke, and Mikasa killed Eren. When people were saying goodbye to Annie, everyone seemed to have already basically forgiven Annie. That That is, everyone except Levi. He still remembers what she did to his squad and the people he cared about. On to the top tier of sad facts. If you didn't cry yet, well, prepare to do so now. A tragic moment about the actions of Annie that scared Levi was the following. 2 scouts wanted to go back to retrieve a dead body, so Levi gave them a patch saying it was from that person. However, Levi lied. That patch was taken from Petra's dead body, and Levi took it to remember her. He even gave away the last thing he had to remember her, because otherwise, he would lose more people he cares about. In the final confrontation of Levi and Hanji, instead of Levi putting his fist on his chest to do a normal salute, he put his fist on Hanji's chest in order to feel his best friend one last time. Moments later, he is seen staring at and also holding the hand he touched Hanji with, in disbelief that his best friend is now gone. I swear, Levi's life has been nothing short of pain and suffering. I mean, listen to this! Levi's mother used to cut his hair when he was younger. Due to this, in the manga, he once broke down crying while cutting his own hair, remembering his mother. It was even stated that Levi went through a period where he was considering ending his own life. As we already showed, Levi truly cared for Hanji. I mean, ever since Hanji lost her left eye, Levi was always positioned on her left side to protect her. Hanji was the last person left that Levi considered as a true friend. Did you cry yet? Well, listen to this. Hanji's first words to Levi were, "I was watching you," while Levi's last words to Hanji were, "Keep watching us." As we all know, Flock joined Jaegerists. When Yelena lays out her plan, Flock is seen looking on the other side as soon as Zeke is mentioned, while visibly being in pain. He has to work with the one who massacred everyone that was around him. Just the sound of his name is enough to mentally destroy him. But let's take one last throwback to season 1. Did you know that when Mikasa thought Eren was dead, she had lost her will to live? And all of that to kill him on her own a few years later. If this is not tragic, then I don't know what is. If you think about it, Eren was willing to sacrifice himself along with the entire world, including his own mother, all in order to save the people he truly cared about. While the people he truly cared about preferred to sacrifice Eren for the sake of the world. Do you remember the guy that Sasha saved from falling down the wall all the way back in the early episodes of season 1? This guy was Samuel. The man that Sasha saved from falling from the wall was actually killed by none other than Sasha's best friend, Connie, in season 4. And that fact hurts even more when you realize that the only reason Samuel shot Armin in the first place was because he knew he could heal himself. He never and would never have the willpower to kill Connie or fellow scouts. When it comes to Eren's plan, it was surely not executed with a light heart. Eren had to remind himself to keep fighting so he can achieve his goals. That's why he was seen in his prison cell speaking to himself, telling himself to keep fighting. He hated every moment of what he was doing. When he attacked Hanji and asked her if she had any other way, he was not trying to show off and point that there is no other way. In reality, he was begging for someone to give him another solution so he does not have to do what he was about to do. Another symbolism behind the scene was that Eren saw her death through the future memories of the Attack Titan. Because of that, Eren was desperately yelling at Hanji, asking if she had a plan. Knowing that Hanji had no solid plan in fighting the Colossal Titans other than sacrificing herself, Eren was desperately trying to believe this would not happen. Imagine having the ability to see future memories, but at the same time cannot change the bad things that are about to happen to the ones you love. Eren is the embodiment of a tragic hero turned into an anti-hero. Next, the reason Eren was apologizing to Ramsey while in Marley. He did that not only because he knew he was going to kill him, he also saw exact memories of his future self actively killing and brutally stepping on Ramsey. He felt so guilty about it, but there was nothing else he could think of doing instead. As a matter of fact, there was a lyric in season 4's opening, My War, that says, quote, "Children cling onto their last coins." That was a direct reference to Ramsey's friend that was trying to pick up coins while literally Colossal Titans were about to crush him. A question many fans asked was why Eren let the scouts attack him. Why did he let them keep their Titan powers? You see, Eren's instincts force him to fight for his own freedom and to protect his friends. Even though he can stop his friends from trying to stop him, he does not want that. He wants them to fight back. So even if Eren manages to win, they will not feel guilty that they did nothing while Eren killed the entire world. Next, let's present 3 devastating facts about Mikasa killing Eren. Eren taught Mikasa how to live, and Mikasa taught Eren how to love. However, Eren doesn't get to live, and Mikasa doesn't get to be loved. If you observed, in this episode ending, this is basically Mikasa heading towards the tree, holding Eren's head. Damn! But the next fact is even worse. Mikasa doesn't even have a picture or a video of Eren. Like, think about it. She will slowly start forgetting what he looks like or sounds like, despite the fact that she loved him for her entire life. Closing with a devastating realization. We might never experience another anime similar to Attack on Titan. Whether you believe there are better anime out there or not, the fact is that what we experienced with Attack on Titan was something not many series can ever achieve. Check out this video where we present what would have happened if Eren Yeager was never actually born. Go on, click it.